Hello, and welcome to the Modern App Skills 101 course. My name is Art Fuel. I'm a maintainer for the community here at Modern Apps Learning. Uh, in the course today, we're going to be reviewing the different types of content that we have, from courses, tutorials, and lab guides to the different events that we host. And beyond the content, one thing that may not be apparent at the surface is there's a very active and supportive learning community here. Really a key goal of the Modern Apps Learning program is to be a participatory community where we can come together as a community on this journey towards application and infrastructure modernization. So in the course, we'll be looking at the types of courses that we have and how like levels like 100 level, 200 level courses, et cetera, how that works, what tutorials are and how to participate in the tutorials, as well as guides and events. And we'll look at the discussion boards and the collaboration tools that we have, including email lists, and discussion boards and Slack channel, and how to reach out for support and provide feedback, and how to participate in events. Now, another thing we'll be looking at in this course is we're going to look a little bit behind the scenes at the Modern Apps Learning platform, which I think is really the kind of the defining element of Modern Apps Learning. You see, I think the courses and other learning content, it's content similar to what you'd find on other learning environments, but I think the real unique aspect about the Modern Apps Learning program is how we deliver that content. So everything from the site, the screen I'm showing right now, this homepage, to each of the course web pages, to when you register in the community, to when you enroll in a course, when you take a test, all of this is all the whole platform are things that we build together. This website is a GitHub page-based website. So we put content in a GitHub repository. We use Agile modern style management to manage each of the websites. So actually every different course that you go to is a different website that's part of our Modern Apps Learning organization. And every time we make any edits to even the content or the features that are provided by these pages, it goes through a software build process. And so when you register, it uses a DevOps style workflow system in GitHub Actions to run a workflow that handles your automation. And really the significance of that is when you participate in a course, you're usually using a learning management system to enroll and register. And in this case, we have the features of a learning management system. I can register, I can enroll in a course, I can take tests and request certificates of completion, standard learning management system features. But this is not a learning management system. We use DevOps tools. And so when you participate in any of these courses, you actually fill in the role of like a developer or an infrastructure administrator who's working as part of an agile DevOps style team. Where in that role, the primary focus is learning how to take your files that you're contributing, whether you're control code, whether you're doing a code development, or whether you're doing infrastructure configuration, your script files and so on. And we check those into a repository using a version control system. We use Git and GitHub to provide, which are sort of industry standards, the most popular of that type of system across the industry. And even more than that, they are a standard way of doing things for modern application development. And so while there are some similar systems to Git, they are actually quite similar. And so we use Git and GitHub to provide a great reference example for how things are commonly done in modern application and modern infrastructure development. And so we have the opportunity with the platform itself to see how the platform registers to participate in the way that we would if we were participating in a DevOps program. So like when you register for the community, we use issue tickets. When you enroll for a course, you'll post a file to a repository. When you take a test, you'll modify a file in a repository. And if working in a modern DevOps style environment or an open source community that you might find on GitHub, if that's new to you, we hope that by taking a course, you're going to learn those skills. We teach it in a very simple way because it can be very, very simple to learn how to really be an active, a meaningful participant and contributor towards DevOps and open source projects. And so as we get into the course, we'll look at what happens, not just how to register with the community. We'll look a little bit behind the scenes at how our platform handles registration using CI/CD workflows. And same thing with when you enroll in a course and when you take tests. We'll take a brief look at those, and we'll actually in future courses we'll get further deep into those, so you can use them as further learning for your journey into modern application infrastructure. So again, thank you so much for joining the course today, and we'll look forward to working with you throughout the course.